Welcome, everyone, to the How You Profit Show. This is Jeff Herring, and I'm your host, and I'm also the guest today. Now, why are we doing that, Jeff? Well, here's why. Because I want to step back a little bit. And oh, look at there. Cool just joined us, and she just came on board today. Thank you for joining. And James, welcome. John, welcome. Thank you, guys. The reason we're stepping back today is I want to show you behind the scenes of why HowYouProfit.com is the place you want to be if you're a creator who wants to profit. So, what we're going to do is give you two parts and then a demo. How about that? That's a good start, right? All right. So, before we do that, we've got to acknowledge our opening sponsor for the day. Okay. And our opening sponsor is the Guild of Creators who bought a microphone, then never hit record. Okay. Yes, you heard that right. The Guild of Creators who bought a microphone and never hit record. There's some of my favorites, Dina and Jordan. How you guys? They were our guests last week, folks. If you haven't caught that one, go to howYouProfit.com and you'll find it there. Okay, so you can find this sponsor at perfectaudiofornoone.com. That's perfectaudiofornoone.com and get their free guide, How to Podcast Without Ever Saying Anything. All right, so today's show is called The Substack FlyWheel and Your Evergreen Profit Machine. Okay? Now, why? And what the heck is a Substack FlyWheel? Well, we're going to break that down first, and then we're going to break down the Evergreen Profit Machine. And really, this comes from the aha moment of, I believe, last week. Yeah. When I thought, wait a minute, those are two parts of the same system, the Substack FlyWheel and the Evergreen Profit Machine. All right. So Substack, you may not know this. Substack is the absolute best platform I've ever found or been on for creators. Now, I've been doing this for 20 years, so I've seen a lot of things come and go and built businesses around them, right? And this is absolutely the best one I've seen. I'm going to break that down as we go on here. One is that it's so much more than a newsletter. It's advertised as a newsletter service. You can put your newsletter here, which you can do. It's just so much more than that, all right? Because you're able to put in posts, what we used to call articles, notes, which are the lifeblood of growing your community, really. Live like we're doing now, all kinds of crazy cool stuff. Okay. Now, here's the flywheel part, folks. It's a flywheel that builds your subscribers and takes them to your Substack paid subscriptions and other offers. Okay. I'm going to say that again so you can grab it. Okay. The Substack flywheel builds your subscribers and takes them to your Substack paid subscriptions and then all your other offers. All right. Now, people don't think of Substack in general as a place that where you build a list, but it's exactly what it is, right? Your Substack subscribers are your list community. And notice I say list community because when you take great care of your subscribers, they're going to take great care of you. Now, so I want you to think, keep this in mind, burn it into the inside of your eyelids, if you will. Uh, your Substack is a flywheel, and the Substack flywheel, thank you for that, Mark, respect right back. Your Substack flywheel sends you subscribers and takes them to your Substack paid subscriptions and all your other products. It's a wonderful place to be. Welcome, Ann. We're walking through the Substack flywheel and your Evergreen Profit Machine. Now, here's a bonus under Substack flywheel. Okay, come come close, look up here. I want you to catch this because you are going to be added to the maybe handful of people that know this. All right. So listen up. You know, guys know what a lead magnet is. Okay. You know what a lead magnet is, right? A freebie, a giveaway, etc. Now, 99.9999% of lead magnets are what I call one and done. And it doesn't matter whether it's a good one or a bad one. Thank you, Ann. It's one and done because they're going to consume it and then they're going somewhere else. Hopefully, you know to put an offer somewhere in there, a couple places in that lead magnet, and definitely at the end. It's still one and done. Substack. Listen, work with me here. Listen, Substack, because people subscribe for either free or, for one of your paid subscriptions, is a lead magnet. Write that down. Substack, your Substack is a lead magnet because people are subscribing to be part of it. And what makes Substack unique from any other platform I've ever worked with is that you get access. You get access to that list community. Okay. So this is a pretty cool thing. Now, I like to call it, write this one down too. I like to call it the lead magnet that keeps on giving, the gift that keeps on giving. We're heading towards the holiday season. For me, the holiday season, and if this is you, if you and I have this in common, just pop a yes into the chat here. The holiday season begins for me when I watch Chevy Chase's Christmas Vacation. That begins the holiday season. Okay. And as you know, if you've seen it, as you know, towards the end, Clark gets a Jelly of the Month Club membership from his boss instead of a bonus. And his cousin Eddie says, Clark, it's the gift that keeps on giving. Complete and total side note. I was telling somebody this the other day. I actually have a cousin Eddie. Well, he passed a couple years ago, but so yeah, there's a cousin Eddie. Christmas Carol is your fave, Mark. Yeah, it's great. Everybody has their fave. It's cool, and it's coming up. Okay, so hey, Melody, I'm glad to see you here. Glad to see you joined. I'm going to be reaching out to you just to catch up someday here soon. So what you want to write down is your Substack is a lead magnet that keeps on giving. And what I mean by that is it's not just a one and done, right? Anne's favorite is Christmas Story. Here we go. Um, and also, give me a yay or nay here in the chat. Yay or nay, Die Hard is a Christmas movie. Die Hard is a Christmas music. Dang, come on, Jeff. Die Hard is a Christmas movie because some people believe that Christmas doesn't start until you see Hans Gruber fall off Nakatomi Plaza. Thank you, Ann. All right. So, because when you've got ongoing posts, ongoing notes, and Elizabeth here has been like in all my notes now that she's visiting us. Thank you. Appreciate that. And all you note likers and commenters and restackers, all you wonderful people out there. Okay. It keeps on giving because you're adding, Mark doesn't buy it about Die Hard. I love it. It's okay. You can be wrong. It's all right. Um, when you're continually doing posts, notes, lives like this, your Substack is a lead magnet that keeps on giving and leads people to two things: your Substack paid subscriptions and your other offers. And speaking of other offers, let's go into the Evergreen Profit Machine, or the EPM for short. Now, here's the thing. Most creators create what I call random acts of products. They just create a product, put it out there, and sell it and move on, right? That's the biggest mistake I made in the early days, okay? Um, in that I would do a product, put it together, sell it, do well, give it, present it, teach it, and then move on to the next one without thinking about, oh, this one can still sell, right? I left a lot of money on the table in the early days, and you don't have to do that. Okay. So most creators create what I call random acts of products. Don't be most creators. Don't be most creators, because most creators are broke. And we're doing this now so that you don't have to suffer being broke. Okay. Now, you want your products to be part of a system. That way, they're not random acts of products. And there's all kinds of systems. What I've come up with is the Evergreen Profit Machine, that is a system with multiple offers in there. Okay, let's change that, Mark. Um, now, those 4 offers, and I'm going to do a demo here on a new idea I had last month, um, to walk this out. Okay, there's 4 products. Uh, and saying she's not sure how Substack can be a lead magnet. It's easy. People subscribe to it, right? And look what they get. They subscribe to it, they get your posts, your notes, and they get an inside look at what you do. And it's the lead magnet that keeps on giving. All right, 4 products: prequel products, your core offer, sequel products, and spin-off products. Okay, sequel, prequel, think Star Wars. Okay, spin-off, think most of us are old enough to remember this one. Happy Days and Laverne and Shirley, Happy Days and Mork and Mindy, that kind of thing. Okay, the purpose of a prequel product is to do several things. One, it gets buying behavior. So you give it a relatively low price, like 27 tops. Um, and that way, listen to this. Not only are you building your list on Substack with prequel products, this is probably the best thing you're going to get out of the whole show. Come here. Prequel products build you a list of buyers. So let me know here. Which one would you rather have? A list of freebie sickers, tire kickers, and plate lickers? Or would you rather have a list of buyers? The prequel product builds your list of buyers. Okay. And its third goal is to get you to want the core product. So most prequel products are a sample of your core. Little small sample. Give you an example. And my first core product was like 21 article marketing templates, or 21 content creation templates. Some of y'all remember those. Uh, my my prequel, first it was my lead magnet, then it was my Mark wants buyers. Good call. Then it was my prequel is 2 templates. Okay, just 2 templates, and then the offer to go further with that. You still have that product you bought several years ago. I thought that was you, Melody. I didn't see the name. It was covered up, but I wanted to check. Yeah, thank you, Melody, for saying that. I appreciate that. That means a lot. Okay, so prequel products. One of the jobs is to get you into the core product, get you wanting that core product. Those 2 templates made people want the rest of the package. Okay. Then there's sequel products, right? A sequel product is they've had your core product, okay, and they want more. Their question is, what's next? They want more. This is a good thing for them to want, right? Now, uh, under the heading of what do they want next, this is a great place to do a recurring product, a group coaching, or something like my soon to be the Profit Underground coming out week after next, I think. Um, and it's a recurring product. If you don't do a recurring product in the sequel, you want to do a recurring product in the spinoff, and we'll get there in a minute. Okay. So far we've got prequel that leads to the core. Now, see, what most people do is they spend all their time building their core product, or what some people call their signature product. Don't do that. Okay. Um, have your core product, take a piece of it. That's your prequel. You get buying behavior. You build a list of buyers, and they want the rest of your system. Okay. That leads to the core product. They consume the core product. And then They're asking, all right, what's next? I want some more. What's next? And it just so happens that you have the sequel product giving them more depth and more power and more time with you to what they just got in the core. All right. Now, the spinoff sometimes can be a playful product. Um, my first spinoff, my first course was, you'll remember this, Melody, article writing and marketing secrets. And it was called that because somebody already stole article marketing secrets. Okay. And part of the fourth module, article marketing, was list building. People went nuts about that. And so I thought, all right, that's the next product. I didn't call it a spinoff then, but it was a spinoff, list building gold secrets. So it can be something that people really like in the core, but they want to go deeper on. Okay. It can be something playful. It's just a fourth way to bring people in. And all four of these, the prequel, the core, the sequel, and the spinoff, all of them are on ramps. Just like an on ramp to the highway. All of them are on ramps to your system, to your world, to being your subscriber and customer. Okay. Now, when we do it this way, because most people, again, create random acts of products, this creates a system that is three things: stacked, connected, and recurring. Okay. If you picture, the prequel on top, then the core, then the sequel, and off to the side, the spinoff. See what I just did there? I spun it off to the side. Um, those are stacked. They're all stacked together. They're connected. They all serve and promote the other, right? Now, that's a whole lot better than having one product and then building the next one with no relation, right? They're stacked. They're connected. They all promote each other, and recurring. Stacked, connected, and recurring is, the good old nicely, I haven't done the connected yet there. Come on now. Stacked, connected, recurring, stacked, connected, and recurring. Recurring comes after stacked. Recurring is when people are paying on a regular basis. I love monthly, or it could be quarterly or bi-monthly or 6 monthly or yearly. Um, the reason I want you guys to have recurring income, all right, is that build that up, monthly income, take great care of your community. They stick around, give them lots of reasons to stick around. And that way, every month you have X coming in that you don't have to do anything else for. You need to. You need to manage it, right? But you've got that before you do anything else. My original mentor, Tom Antion, at one time he had his own version of one shopping cart called Kickstart Cart. It was the first platform I was on. The last time we talked about it, brace yourselves, folks, because this was recurring. People paid for it, and he got a commission. He was making over $16K a month from a recurring product. I'm making that pause loud so you can think about that and let that get inside. Okay, so prequel, core, sequel, spinoffs, stacked, connected, and recurring. Okay? Now, thank you for all those hearts, folks. You guys just light me up and make me love this. Let me ask you something, okay? Because this is my favorite time of the week, right? And just like when somebody asks me, what's your favorite season? My usual answer is the one I'm in. They look at me funny. I say, well, what I mean is, why wait to be happy only 1/4 of the year, right? So, although thank you, Phil, appreciate you. My favorite season is fall. What we're about to enter into, fall and the holidays. Um, at the same time, um, where was I going with that? Oh, I know what. Thank you. I do that sometimes. I do a little talk and I'm into it and I'm having fun. And then I tell a story and then, like, what was I telling that story about? Fortunately, it came back easy and I didn't have to get you guys to pull me back. Okay. I've been toying with something called um, the morning profit or something like that, and just popping on almost every morning around the same time, 8 or 9, and just doing 3 minutes. A tip to get your head right, a profit tip, and then what's coming up that day. Okay. So, like a regular show early in the morning, like 8 or 9, somewhere in there, give me some flexibility, where I just give something to get your head right, a profit tip, and then what's coming up um, that day and that week. My reason I'm talking about that, and my question is, would that be something useful to you to get your day started right with profit tips? Give me a yay or nay. Thank you for the hearts already. Give me a yay or nay in the chat, please. All right, now back to our regularly scheduled program. Uh, Now, these products that you use, and this is so important, and actually a recent discovery on my part, you can do two powerful things with these products. Okay. You guys know that Substack has their own 3-tier paid subscriptions, right? And thank you for all those yays in there and the hearts. Appreciate you guys. Maybe coming soon. Substack 3-tier paid subscription system. Now, here's the thing about Substack. It's free, yet they want to make money, right? And I think the day is coming when the people that are helping them make money have uh, it's better for them. Okay. Now, in the 3 tiers, it's weekly, monthly, and founders. What we just created, what I just showed you, what we'll create together when we work together on your Evergreen Profit Machine, Melody, and others, um, you can put those in your 3-tier paid Substack subscriptions. Take whatever you're doing recurring, your core, your sequel. Okay. You put a monthly price on it. They can choose to get that product that's already built. Okay. They're just getting it through Substack. So Substack gets paid. Okay. Put the monthly on it. And then for the yearly, take off 2 months. Okay. So if the monthly was 27 bucks, the yearly would be 270 bucks, right? That way they're getting a discount for yearly. And then the founders, I changed the name of it for each person I work with to make it stronger. But that's when one way thing you can do is do that, what you've already done. They get um, the membership. Or what I like to do, because I learned this a long, long time ago, doing speaking when I was a counselor, doing speaking to different groups. There, in every group you speak to, in every group you work with, in every community, every subscriber base you have, there are some people that will buy everything you have, no matter what. And I love those people. You should too. So, um, in the founders one, have a all you can eat version. Everything you've got. This is crazy. Okay, on a one-time payment, all-time future access for a huge amount of money. We're talking thousands. Okay, and those become nice hits, right? Okay, so we've done um, Substack as a flywheel. We've done the Evergreen Profit Machine. Now I want to walk you through a demo and use this Evergreen Profit Machine on an idea that I really sort of stumbled into with Benisha's help last month. Yeah. All right. I have permission from Benisha to talk about this. She's been with me for a while, kind of like Miss Melody here. And we did a show, and she got a hold of me a while later and said, "Hey, do you do individual coaching? I want like a package." Okay. Um, yeah, Denise has got a good flywheel. Um, she wanted to have a package of coaching. I said, sure. Put together a package for it. She bought it. We set a time. She got on and she goes, Jeff, I really don't need business coaching in the technical sense. And, okay, how can I help? She goes, I need coaching on getting out of my own way. I'll say that again. I need coaching on getting out of my own way. Anybody else ever get in their own way? Give me a heart or a yay in the Q&A or the chat. We all get in our own way. If you get in your own way, you know what that makes you? Human. Thank you for all those hearts. Okay. And the next thing I know, we're doing thank you, Ann. Larry, yep. All these yeses coming in. There are so many ways creators get in their own way. Perfectionism, procrastination, imposter syndrome. Something that Benicia was doing was getting started on something and then going, or maybe I could do this, or maybe they want that. And it would stop. Okay. And when we work together in this stuff, I will teach you the profit clock and where most people get stuck, and then how to get all the way up to um, profit. Okay. And so what happened in there is a coming together of two really cool things: my former life and my current life. My former life was my licensure was marriage and family therapist. Okay. Got to be licensed in something. But what I did all day, whether it was a couple, a family, a teenager, or an individual, is I helped them get unstuck. I helped them get out of their own way. Right. And really, that's all I do here in so many ways with howyoprofit.com and Evergreen Profit Machine. Um, and so it's blending those two things together and helping creators get out of their own way. And I'm calling it inside out creators. Here's why. As I did today in a note that some of you have already liked, and it's thank you. Here's what happens. We get in our own way, and just like there's no workout program in the world, there just isn't, that can beat a bad diet. There is no workout program in the world that can beat a bad diet. In the same way, there are no amount of programs, courses, strategies, tactics, frameworks, any of those things that are going to work if in here and in here you're in your own way. And all of us have the way that we usually get in our way. All right. I'm really good. I mean, I could come up with 1,000 ideas before we sign off in a little bit here. Um, and I have to put the blinders on and stay in my lane. Okay. I'm sure you have a favorite way that you get in your own way. Uh, Feel free to share that here. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that notion of inside out, because you're changing, you're getting profitable from the inside out. And then we're going to build a evergreen profit machine around it. All right. So the core product, I'm calling it an inside out package. And that's like, I think Benicia wanted a 4 to 6 session package, put it together and threw an extra one in there because she's been around and such a great client for so long. Great customer. So the inside out package is a series of meetings where we identify what gets in your own way and then we blow it away. Okay. What gets in your way, and then we blow it away and give you all kinds of tools to get past that, such that the next time it pops up, and it will pop up often. That's part of what makes us human. You're going to be able to laugh at it and go, oh, I know what to do now. Get out of the way. All right. So the prequel product to the Inside Out package is going to be the Inside Out consult. It's a one-time session where we get on, a Zoom call, and we discover it. We figure out what's getting in your way, right? And I'll give you some tips about that. And if that's all you need, cool. If you need more, as most people do, we'll work up to the core product, the Inside Out package. The sequel product is going to be an Inside Out group, right? So that now, this was felon already before I ever put this together, before I ever named it. Because when I had that aha moment working with Benicia of bringing the two worlds together, is like, you know what hit me? Here's what hit me. And I hope it hits you from time to time too. I realized I was having a blast. This is fun, helping somebody get out of their own way again. Because I added it up the other day. I don't know what possessed me to do it, but I averaged out what I did for 27 years worth of counseling, private counseling, and I logged over 30,000 hours in counseling sessions. So helping people get out of their own way is something I'm pretty good at. And I've gotten better at doing it with myself, but I do have a team that helps me see the things I don't see. So prequel, inside out consult, core, inside out package, sequel is an inside out group where we're doing that in small groups. And one of the reasons I do groups, listen careful here, okay? On a lot of issues, on a lot of things, people grow faster in groups. Now, I get a lot of pushback on that, but 20, no, golly, doing groups since 82, what is that, 43 years? 43 years of doing groups tells me that people grow fast that way. All right. And a lot of times, um, people in groups will want individual sessions, and that's okay too. Now, I want to give you a little bonus here. Okay. Let's say that your core, I'll just do it based on mine. If the core package is individual, okay, and so is the prequel, and then the sequel is group, guess what? The prequel and the core are going to feed the group, right? And people in the group are going to want individuals, okay, and may bring referrals along. When I worked in drug treatment, I would sometimes sit in a room. I'm the only adult on campus, and there's 45 teenagers in there, and all I would have taken was about 4 or 5 of them to figure it out. That it would take that many to take me. Um, and so, fortunately, that never happened. A couple people jumped me, but that was easy. Um, and so, when I started doing groups in private practice and walking into my counseling room with 8 teenagers, my colleagues were looking at me like, "What are you doing?" And to me, that was a walk in the park because 8 as opposed to 45, you know? And it was also cool to look around the room, even when you're ready to throw somebody through a window. There's 8 kids in there, and you're going around the room in your mind going, $35, $35, $35, $35, 8 times 35 for an hour's work. Not too bad. Okay. So Inside Out Consult is the prequel. The core product is the package. The sequel is the group. What's the spinoff? All right. So far, folks, I've identified 15 common sticking places for creators, 15 of them. And I don't think I've figured them out all out. I'm sure you guys will teach me some more. Okay. So the spinoff product is going to be inside out specific. Let's go deep on this one. Okay. So we've talked about the Substack flywheel. We've looked at the Evergreen profit machine, and now I've done a demo of it. All right. So I think I mentioned that there's a lot of stuff coming out. Although I am taking clients for the inside out, I don't have that built out yet to send you to a link. So if that touched off something with you and you want to do that with me, just go to Substack and DM me in the messages and we'll get it going. What I do want to invite you to today is that there's so many people asking about this system and what's an evergreen profit machine and what do we do and how do we get started. So I've created something called Profit Starting Point, the Profit Starting Point. And what that is on most Tuesdays, like 4 o'clock, we're going to get together as a group and I'm going to see what I gave you today it's really good, but it's very high level. And the how you profit, not the how you profit, the profit starting point, we're going to go deeper with those things that get you started. Okay. Weekly at 4. Now, here's the crazy thing. Okay. This is a weekly thing. You can come back once you've come the first time as many times as you want. Okay. Now, I don't think you will come back a whole lot simply because you'll have gotten the basics and you'll be working with me on taking this to more profit. Okay. However, the number I'm about to name is not monthly. It's not weekly. It's one time. You get to come back as much as you want. And that number is, let me give you the link first. Okay. Go to jeffherring.com. And you guys that have been typing messages in here, it'd be so cool if you type this in. I'll call you one of my assistants. Or not assistants. There's a word for it. It starts with A. I can't think of it. Anyway, jeffherring.com/starting point. Why make this complicated, right? jeffherring.com/starting point. As always, all of our links are going to be in the show notes when the on-demand replay of this drops Saturday morning at 7:07. So if you want to do this, if you want to get in and learn about the basics of profiting as a creator, go to jeffherring.com/starting point. jeffherring.com/starting point. It's $27, folks. And thank you for putting that link in there. It's a whopping $27, not weekly, not monthly, not yearly, $27 one time. And you can come back to that Tuesday meeting on the basics as much as you want. Okay. So that brings us towards the end of the show. Thank you for being a great audience and putting up with me having myself as my own guest. Now, we have to do we did our opening sponsor. Now we got to do our closing sponsor. Our closing sponsor is the think tank of Overthinkers Anonymous. Blessings right back to you, Mark. The think tank of Overthinkers Anonymous. Now, all these people we have here, I'm thinking there may be one or two out of you out there that overthink. That's one of the 15 sticking points. 15 ways to get in your own way. Okay. The think tank of Overthinkers Anonymous at IHadAnIdeaButThen.com. I love that domain name. IHadAnIdeaButThen.com. And you can download their exclusive worksheet, when to launch versus when to just journal about it forever. Okay. Wouldn't that be a cool lead magnet? When to launch versus when to just journal about it forever. All right. As I was saying, thank you all for being here. A lot of places you could have been. You chose to be with us, and that means the world to me. Richard, if you are just joining us, we are like seconds away from wrapping up. I'm so glad you joined. And for you and for everyone else, the on-demand replay of this will be available Saturday morning. It'll drop at 7:07 a.m. So you'll be able to catch up and watch this again. For a lot of you, or watch it from the beginning, Richard. Welcome either way. Okay. Thank you, Ann. That's a great call. I really love doing these. They're fine. They're fun. I love it. A lot of places you could have been. You chose to be with us. Definitely appreciate that. Next week, my guest is Michael Davis, another person that's been with me for a while, and he has a very interesting business in helping speakers tell stories that get conversion. So if you want to learn how to tell stories in your email, in your posts, in your lives, in your speaking, whatever, Michael is the guy to watch. He'll be here next week in about 167 and a half hours from now. Until then, I want you to do two things. Okay. I want you to think about actually three things. I want you to think about how you can use what you got today in your own business. I want you to go to jeffherring.com/starting point so you can get involved in our starting point program. And as always, go use this stuff because it flat out works. And guess what? We will catch you next time.